What's up? This is Elo, live from Fan Pros, live from MSG. Again, this is game 6. Could be the last game of the season, but we'll see how things go. Last game 5, a lot of the things that I touched on in the last video, doubling Halliburton, getting the ball out of his hand, showing him different looks other than just Bridges and Bridges getting blown by. Knicks did. Defense on the string, the Knicks did it. OG, the mixing up looks on Siakam, Knicks did that. And again, Cat, I didn't count on Cat having a phenomenal game like he had. And I mean, at this point, it's game 6 now. They cannot stop Karl Anthony Towns. As long as he's determined and he's not half-stepping, then Cat is the X factor. He's unstoppable in this series. There is no answer for him. And I think if the more he beasts, the more Brunson's going to be left with one-on-one defenders. Nembhard, I don't even think Nembhard with that ankle anymore is going to be able to slow Jalen down. I think they're hungry, and I'm just very proud of them for the effort they showed in Game 5. Not letting these fans go home or end the season on that note. So very proud of the Knicks for that Game 5 win. Keys to this game tonight, Game 6. Me and my son yesterday. Just popped in my head. I just felt like watching it. It's kind of led to watch it. Game 6, 1994 Knicks series against the Pacers. Now, I hadn't seen the game in years, man. The Knicks in that particular series, man, they had just come out of Game 5 with Reggie Miller scoring 25 points in the fourth quarter, going berserk, hitting 5 threes. That's where that choke sign originated from that Halliburton copied, and even though he didn't do anything close to what Miller did in that fourth quarter. But in any event, that's where that whole choke sign comes from. Knicks are fresh off of that. As I'm listening to the broadcasters, Marv Albert, and I forgot the other guy, Matt Guokas, and they're kind of still on the Knicks just for blowing that. You can tell that every shot that Miller would put up, Marv Albert would go berserk or go crazy. So I think everybody was still stunned, disappointed in the Knicks when their performance in that game, and the Knicks were. Patrick Ewing had like 2 rebounds in that game, in Game 5. So let's fast forward to Game 6. We're watching the game, and a lot of the keys in that game to that Knicks victory in Indiana, I think are going to be the same keys tonight, eerily. Number 1, the Knicks jumped out to an early lead in Game 6 and never looked back. The Pacers never took the lead. They tied the game up a couple of times on runs. The Knicks are going to have to play from ahead, and preferably with a little bit of breathing room. The Knicks had 11-point lead, 9-point lead, ended up winning it 98-91, 8-point lead in the end. And throughout the game, the Knicks were able to sustain the Pacers' runs that they had. They're going to have that throughout this game. And this team is a much better offensive team than that Pacer team. They're not a better defensive team, though. So kind of evens out. Knicks just need to play ahead. Play ahead from the very jump, and I think they'll do that tonight. Second key to the game, the bench. Anthony Mason had 9 turnovers in this game. And I'm looking at this, and me and my son are laughing. I'm like, damn, I think about Josh Hart the other night having like 5 and the whole town wanting his head, man. So, but nevertheless, Riley, very similar to Tibbs, is very loyal. Kept Mace in the game. Mace had 9 turnovers, but had 5 huge steals. Huge steals, man, as well as rebounds, assists, 11 points, shot well from the field. So, and Greg Anthony also had great contributions in that game. Was penetrating, getting to the lane, was just scoring, just off the drive. They could not stop him from dribble penetration and scoring. And he had steals. He had a steal and a block. So, and his defense was very good, very good. So, point being, the Knicks bench that game was one of the big reasons we won that game. So, again, tonight it's going to be the same. Tibbs, play the bench. Play the bench. Trust the bench. They're ready, bro, and they're hungry. DeLon Wright, in the interview after the Game 5 win, it stuck out to me what he said, is that you have to be ready for the moments when you're called, and that the fact that he didn't play, if he gets more reps, he'll be even, we haven't even seen scratch the surface of what he could do. He said he'll be even better. So he was trying to tell Tibbs in a not so much, some obvious way, play me. The more you play me, the better, the more reps I get, the better I'll be. So I think DeLon Wright should get reps. I want that whole bench player. I want Shamet in there. I want Precious. Josh is going to be there. Deuce, Mitch, the usual suspects. But I want sprinkle in some Precious, sprinkle in some DeLon Wright. We want to keep throwing different looks at Halliburton. I want him doubled. I want him picked up at half court, full quarter court. I do not want him comfortable at all. The same thing I said in the video for Game 5's keys is the same thing tonight. It's the same thing they did with Reggie in that game 6 that they won in Indiana, the 94 series that I was telling you guys about. They stayed on Reggie Miller constantly, man. Reggie Miller shot 8 for 21. He still scored 25 points, but the Knicks were able to get him to taking bad shots, bottled him up to a degree. And John Starks had a brilliant night that night, which kind of offset. John Starks was brilliant night. It was like 8 out of 11. So he basically had a better plus minus than Miller and canceled out Miller's points for that night. And it was just clutch. Also had 5 steals. So that's going into what the third key is, team defense. Derek Harper had 5 steals. Anthony Mason had 5 steals in that 94 Game 6 Pacer game. John Starks had 3 steals to go along with the 26 points. So the Knicks, and all those steals were timely steals. They came during Pacer runs. I mean, just stop the momentum and allowed the Knicks to kind of get a little breather room, score a couple of points. A lot of the steals led to fast breaks the other way. So especially Starks. Starks, one steal took it all the way, man. Took it full court, coast to coast, and got fouled and hit his free throws. So what I'm saying is that team defense that the Knicks played for Game 5, we need that double tonight in Indiana. We need to be in those passing lanes. We need to play defense. We need Mitch to be great in the paint. We need shot blocking. We need it all. All hands on deck. And finally, just the attitude. When they interviewed Ahmad Rashad and they asked him, he went into the Knicks locker room, and that 94 team, the whole team, he said, to a man, was businesslike. No laughing, no joking, businesslike, focused, had a mission, and were undeterred, man. They knew what they came and what they came to do and what they were going to do. Contrary, in the Pacers locker room, there's a lot of, they were kind of loosey-goosey, they were joking, they were jovial. They now had confidence they could beat the Knicks, but the focus wasn't there. The Knicks' focus was on razor sharp, and they approached the game like that. And after they interviewed John Starks, who was the player of the game for that game with 26 points, they asked him, what was the focus in the locker room? That Ahmad Rashad was like, I saw that out of you guys there. And he reiterated it, that we were focused, we were businesslike, and this is the key point that John Starks made. This was our Game 7. That Game 6 was their Game 7. There was no tomorrow, man. This Knicks team needs to have that same mentality tonight. This is Game 7. Don't worry about bringing it back to the Garden. Just focus on this. This is it. Do or die. This is it. This is it. All right? So those are the keys to this Knick game tonight. I told you I'm not giving any more predictions. This team, at this point, I just want this team to play the best that they can play. In my heart, do I think they win? I think they will. My head is mixed. They could win, they could lose. My heart is telling me that they'll pull it through. Predict a score, I don't know. I think the Knicks. Again, the Knicks have been good around 111, to the 120s. When they score that, they usually win, except for that debacle where they gave up their 2 losses. So if the Knicks can score there and hold the Pacers to 195-ish, which is asking a lot, they have a huge chance to win. But again, at this point, Knicks fans, who'd have thunk we'd be here now? Game 6, Eastern Conference Finals, man. We're here, man. We're 2 games away from getting to the finals for the first time in 25 years, man. I'm extremely proud of this team. You guys should be proud of this team. The coach drive is crazy, the players drive is crazy, but guess what? He's our coach, they're our players. So let's go, Knicks fans. Let's go Knicks tonight. Again, keys to game: defense, mentality. This is your game 7. All right? Defense. We need steals in that passing lane, man. All right? All right? Focus. All of the above. And again, we can pull it out. We can do it out. We've won key games in Indiana before. So it's not impossible. We can do it, and hopefully, prayerfully, we will do it. All right. So this is Elo signing out from greatest arena ever made by man. Let's go Knicks. You can do it, guys. Bring it back here for Monday. All right. And that's it. Let's go Knicks.